believe, has 22 different individuals. So that's why we're not going to leave the reserves in here as usual, and obviously remove the center dividers, and we'll be ready to go here shortly.
better way. Wishing I was deep, deep in the water somewhere. Don't take our trips on LSD.
All right, we're getting gathered up here. They got the stuff moved out of the middle. We got a good crowd coming up. They're going to start the Supreme Roll here thing in about 2 minutes. So before we get started, I was out cruising around and I smelled something funny.
You did?
Yeah, it kind of smelt, and I looked around. It was Kent Jakey, G-Bar, Wildcat to marketing.
Hey, this is one of the most famous celebrities we've got in our business.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows.
Ken Jakey's here with us, good
with
friend of
G-Bar.
mine with G-Bar.
I smell something funny already here, too.
Yeah.
We got tall boots on. You got to do it out here. You're in Iowa. You got to have them knee-high boots on.
No, I just was up at the office. Kent's getting ready to leave, go look at some bulls and get some semen around for G-Bar and go look at some other bulls. And I said, hey, take 5 minutes. He's a huge supporter of our junior activities.
Yes,
Him and G-Bar Clear Cross, they donate thousands of dollars of semen to the Iowas, and we appreciate that.
Hey.
He was part of the genetic pathway or genetic group with G-Bar down here. Was that good? And we wanted to give you a shout out.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anytime you have change at any of these events, it's always hard.
It is.
And so, being the age that we're at, okay, I'm going to tell you, you tend to get, change is always good, I feel, but it's hard
Right.
for some people to accept it.
Well, we want to, right.
But I'm going to tell you, I don't know what your feedback's been for this facility, but I've been coming to the Iowa State Fair for 30 years, 40 years, and I didn't even know this existed.
It is spectacular.
This is amazing.
It is awesome.
I love the
It is.
here. I love the synergy. I love the view that you get from these seats looking down this ring. But having us down here on the end of this ring this week, and we came in here and sat up Friday morning early. It was pretty slow in here Friday.
Yep.
But I had a really good day yesterday. I had a really good
Right.
day yesterday.
Yep.
And I had a really good morning this morning. And just with time, when people
It will be
realize
good. You
that
bet it
we're
will.
gonna have this
Right.
available,
Yep.
we go to that Ohio Beef Expo, and it is absolutely amazing the number of people that can
Right.
see us there, and I see this
Yeah.
going to be built just the same. People want something earlier. Everybody's breeding.
Oh, yeah, right.
Why?
We talked about
We talked about that
You're
yesterday.
worried about, yeah.
More and more people are wanting that semen earlier. They're going to breed earlier.
They do, yep.
And I'm telling you, this is going to give the people of Iowa, once they learn that we're going to have this available, they'll be able to bring their tanks
Yep.
and come see us. Because,
Right.
Jason Bennett was here.
We had Jason on.
Rob Van Hogue was here.
We didn't have Rob.
Um,
We had Corey Thompson with 605 came by. Yep.
Corey Thompson.
I said
MLC
Corey.
was
Didn't I
Oh,
say
thought you
Corey?
said- oh, never mind.
Sorry.
MLC was here. I think Phil and Chance
Yep.
were here too. So, hey, it was, guys, I'm telling you, it's just a very big energy.
Hey,
I love the whole feel of this.
We
whole
heard
thing.
the rumor this morning. They talk about moving the bullpen over here. That'll
Yeah,
bring
I
some
think
crowd over
Mallory-
here. I
Mallory
think that'd
asked
be
me-
nice. Keep it more synergy to this.
Yeah, Mallory asked me if we'd be interested in bringing a bull. I know Jay Steenhook. I know the boys.
No,
are
I'm
gonna
at
bring
the
something.
the bar, the bullpen over here to
Wow.
keep people down around
And
there.
then, and then she said,
electricity and people here.
and then Mallory was in here yesterday. She wants to know and feedback, and she wants that. But they're going to move showmanship down here on Friday.
Right.
So that'll help you guys. That'll be more
Yeah.
exposure, more people. Give some people in between. There'll be a lot of activity down here. So
Yeah.
that's again, it's
Hey,
getting people
I'm
to
just
train to come
telling
down here.
you This, hey, I love the pavilion. Like everybody in
Every
Iowa.
day,
yeah,
we
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Historic
It's
nature to it.
It's one
Yeah.
of the most historic venues in our business. But this just the natural light that comes in this building to see the cattle in here.
Brandon said that Ralphie could go callous.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said way better. Judge
Way
both sides, way better.
Way better. And then I think it's a more inviting atmosphere environment for the spectators too.
Yep, right. Yep.
I don't want hey, but boy, this is going to be exciting. I've been watching over the fence. I've been watching over.
It's
the
gonna be a
fence.
badass group, ain't it?
This is badass.
Yep. Hey, they're selling something. I'm going to say, but do you realize you got one of your biggest fans of one of your bulls of any of them?
Who's that?
Tim Loudon.
Oh, really?
All he talks about is Mary. Look at that one. What's that one? Something about Mary.
Something about Mary.
Something about Mary. It's what he always call it out for that.
And now we got two clones. So now we got I Am Sam and Sam I Am available.
Well, and I did bring it up, and I don't know if you saw
What are we
division.
selling? What are we selling?
What are we selling?
Don't know. We got carried away.
I don't know what we're selling.
We had these.
We ain't selling the right to ride with you again, are we? I can see Jason putting his big old semen tape flopping in there.
Yeah. Nice donation. Thank you for the donation, right? So, no, we had these on here. I don't know if you saw this class or not, but they ended up second and third.
Yeah.
That one absolutely is a deep red. That was, and she's really good, and they're pretty. So, yeah, we brought them up. You had a lot of bulls represented here.
Yeah,
We had,
you got a great lineup.
Was a Red Eagle's daughter.
Yep,
I didn't know
and
that one, I
Good
guess,
Times
but-
was good. Some Garth was in there, or some.
The reserve main Angus was a Garth out of a Seldom Breast cow
Yeah.
that I found up there.
Yep. Yep. So.
Steve actually bought that. Steve actually bought that heifer, and they sold her in that. They sold her in their sale, balers and stocks, and
Yep.
that Johnson family there.
Yeah.
in Iowa
Yep.
bought her, yeah.
Yep. So.
I don't know what they're selling. I don't know what they're selling, but
We're not paying attention very good, are we?
nobody's paying attention.
No. We don't have the online bidding option yet. We can probably take it on. We can probably take it on the phone call, but yep.
So they're done selling that. So it gets on that kind of stuff. So again, Kent, I saw you up there. I wanted you to come by. You are a huge supporter of our youth in Iowa. You come through Iowa. G-Bar is you represent G-Bar. Got tanks full. You got 10,000 units or something.
I've got 10,000 units of semen in the back of my rig, and I'm loaded. And from here, I'm heading east. So I'm heading back to Maryland and Pennsylvania and Virginia and West Virginia
Yep.
tomorrow.
Yep.
And then I'll be working my way back west. So I'll be back here in Iowa the first 2 weeks of April, and then I'll be moving to Wisconsin for 10 days.
So anybody need you in that time frame, be sure to reach out. You're not hard to find and follow, and give them a call and give you all the G-Bar
I'll
stuff.
be in
And
southeast Iowa here the 1st of April, and I'll come call on Chad Holt.
hey, come on down there. Yep.
Swing by. You know he always got a spot down in Creston to lay over. We'd love to have you. And I'm gonna check.
All right, here they
But
come.
we appreciate
Well,
what
thanks.
you do for the
Thanks,
business
Jake.
too.
I appreciate it. Safe travels. God bless, brother. See ya.
Female is Allison Wallace. Allison Wallace right here, the black heifer in front of me. Next up, your reserve horned Hereford female, Carter Schroeder. Carter Schroeder coming in right now with your reserve horned Hereford. Next up, your reserve polled Hereford. That's Abby Tulloch, who owns it. Abby Tulloch with the reserve polled Hereford female. Next in your Limflex division reserve, that's Kinley Holmes. Kinley Holmes with your reserve Limflex. Next up, purebred limousine reserve, that's Dawson Book. Dawson Book with your reserve purebred limousine. Next in the high percent mains, your reserve high percent main Anjou, that's Katie Pryor. Katie Pryor with your reserve high main. Next in the main Angus division reserve, and that's Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson with your reserve main Angus. Just a second, sis. Next up, your maintainer, your reserve maintainer, that's Riley Short. Riley Short, reserve maintainer. Just a second. Your reserve miniature Hereford heifer, go ahead. That's Taylor Woods. Taylor Woods, reserve miniature Hereford. Your Foundation Red Angus reserve, that's Haley Dodge. Haley Dodge, reserve Foundation Red Angus. Your purebred Red Angus Reserve, that's Madison Collison. Madison Collison Reserve, purebred Red Angus. Next up, Solaire Division. Reserve champion going to Wyatt Pasteur. Wyatt Pasteur Reserve champion, purebred Solaire. Shorthorn Plus up next. Your reserve going to Claire Nibe. Claire Nibe with the reserve Shorthorn Plus. Next in your purebred Shorthorn Reserve, Mr. Brock Studer. Brock Studer with your reserve purebred Shorthorn. Next up, your percentage Simmental Division Reserve, Cole Schneider. Cole Schneider with your reserve percentage Simmental. Next in your purebred Simmental Division Reserve is Brenna Wilkins. Brenna Wilkins with your reserve purebred Simmental. Next up, today's show, the Angus, your reserve champion Angus, that's a Madison Collison. Madison Collison with the reserve Angus. And the final division of the day, the commercials reserve champion goes to Brenna Wilkins. Once again, reserve champion commercial, Brenna Wilkins. There you have it. Let's give these reserves a big round of applause before you meet the champions. Well, let's move in and meet your champions here of the 2024 Iowa Beef Expo. Your champion Aberdeen percentage goes to Riley Wyrich. Riley Wyrick. Your champion your champion Black Hereford, that's Ella Schlaubaugh. Champion Black Hereford, Ella Schlaubaugh. Your champion percentage Charlet, Addison Sweeney. That's your champion percentage Charlet going to Addison Sweeney. I'm sorry, Avery Sweeney. Your champion, no, I'm sorry, Addison Sweeney. Your champion Charlet, hold up. Your champion Charlet going to Avery Sweeney. Okay? Next in, your champion key, Bailey McCullum. Champion key is Bailey McCullum. Your champion Horned Hereford, Emmett Lovren. Emmett Lovren with your champion Horned Hereford. Next up, Polled Hereford. That's champion shown by Kennick Paulson. Kennick Paulson with your champion Horned or Polled Hereford. Next up, Limflex Division. Champion going to Cal Pryor. Cal Pryor with your champion Limflex Purebred Limousine Division. Next, champion going to Jackson Mayman. Jackson Mayman, champion purebred limousine. High mains next. Your champion going to Sloan Curtin. Sloan Curtin with your champion high main. Main Angus division next with your champion going to Abby Tlock. Abby Tlock, champion Main Angus. Next in, Maintainer division. Champion going to Cal Pryor. Cal Pryor with your champion Maintainer. Next up, the Miniature Hereford division. Your champion going to Avery Deppy. Avery Deppy with your champion Miniature Hereford female. Next up, Foundation Red Angus female champion Clay Engler. Clay Engler, champion Foundation Red Angus. Your purebred Red Angus champion going to Elise Badger. Elise Badger, champion purebred Red Angus. Your Solaire's champion Isabel Peterson. Isabel Peterson, champion Solaire. Next up, your Shorthorn Plus division. Your champion there is Logan Knowles. Logan Knowles, champion Shorthorn Plus. Your champion purebred Shorthorn, Caitlin Berg. Caitlin Berg with the champion purebred Shorthorn. Percentage Simmental next with champion being Addison Lehman. Addison Lehman with your champion percentage Simmental. Next up, your purebred Simmental division champion, Cal Pryor. Cal Pryor with your champion purebred Simmental. Next in the last two divisions we've done today, the Angus division champion goes to Sloan Curtin. Sloan Curtin, champion purebred Angus. And last but not least, your champion commercial heifer goes to Carson Reek. Carson Reek, champion commercial heifer. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big round of applause. What a nice ring to look at them in. And we're going to let judges Brandon Callis, Ferris Simon get to work here, selecting you a champion female, a supreme champion female.
All right, here we go, folks. We're here. Margot said we can talk now, so thanks for the Margot.
Yeah.
She's with liveauctions.tv. She's our boss. We don't get paid, so we don't get a paycheck, but that's okay. She thinks she's funny, but she is funny, but that's okay.
She does hire, cover the renewal for the contract though.
She said she has nothing to do with it and doesn't want anything to do with it. So anyway,
Hey, we got
no,
a
that's
great lineup
in all
here.
honesty,
I mean,
Margot and
take a
her
look
crew
at
here
this.
have been awesome
Yeah.
to work with. They're a ton of fun. So we get out here. This is fun. What a
Could-
great environment this is.
Oh yeah,
Big
I mean,
big
this
open.
ring in here and
They can
just
just look
level.
at
They
'em.
can get through it. Kudos to our two judges out there.
Yeah.
I think did a great job. And this is this lineup gets to be a testament of what these guys have done.
Oh, it just makes makes your
Yeah.
hair on the back of your neck kind of stand up, makes you kind of tingle a little bit out here. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
this is such a powerful lineup of females. You and I, we're not going to say what we did until we get it right, if we do get it right. But we just we wrote down our top 5 and see, and it doesn't matter because it's just for fun. I know you all got your favorite top 5s at home again.
What about in talking about differences too? But I'm gonna give a shout out to there. He's got a good heifer, but old Cal Pryor, he's got three division winners out here.
How about that?
That is kudos to him.
How
And I don't
about
know.
that?
I think all 3 of his could be in contention here today.
Yeah.
I don't know, but man, that's still a feat to do what he did by winning 3
Yeah.
divisions.
The Collison family, they're deep. They've got a Red Angus and a
Reserve
Angus.
Yep.
Abby Talak's got 2 out here. What about
Abby had the main Angus? What was the other one she had out here?
Reserve
Oh,
Hereford
yeah,
behind
yeah, right.
Kinnick.
Yep.
Abby Talak has got 2. She's got her main Angus. Oh, Reserve Hereford.
Yep.
And
you think the-
Sloan Curtin's got 2 out here.
Curtains.
She's got a high main
Talax.
and an Angus.
Kinnick Paulson's got that elite.
Yep.
She's a polled Hereford, not
Yep.
a horn, polled.
Oh,
But that's a staple name that's always right out here. That's always competing out here for a top line. Addison Lehman.
Yep. Allison
She
Lehman's got that
reserved
good
at
one.
our state fair last year. She does a great job. That family does a good job. She won the Beef Expo here, a handful of years ago with a Primo Foundation.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and there's not taking anything away. There's only going to be 5 of these. Obviously, we get out here, and there's some that are going to be,
Left behind.
they'll disperse out of here and go back to their respective counties and parts of Iowa, and start jackpotting and start getting ready. And there's a lot of heifers, and this deal will be very, very competitive at the national level within their breeds this summer, junior nationals, and we
Yep.
get into the summer. We just happen to be bringing it up. We're right here in front of us. This shorthorn heifer is going to make some noise at some point in time. I don't think she's maybe quite mature enough today,
yeah, but she's high quality.
but she's high quality, right? Yeah.
And she's Shrag nickel Shrag. How do you say that?
Yeah. Shrog nickel. Yeah.
Give those guys a shout out.
Charlet heifers are nice.
The white ones are nice, and we just the supreme champion at North American was a Charlet, so you can't count
Yeah.
those out.
Yeah,
Brandon
right.
likes the white cattle really well. There. Them things are just.
While we're out here, again, we'll just bring it up, and you and I have been at. Are you okay? You got a little weak knee. You
Get, man, these things are so nice when they get set up and get rocking. You can get pretty fired up on them.
We get out here again. I'm going to give a shout out to all 4 of our judges. I think the steer guys did an
Oh, they did,
outstanding
yep.
job. Again, we watched from afar. They were across the street or across the fence from
They
us.
did come visit with us, so we
They
enjoyed
did,
that.
yep,
Yep.
during yesterday when they had some time. But we get out here. I think Ferris and Brandon have done just a magnificent job.
Work seamlessly together.
Yeah,
And I think that's some takeaways that I would have. They look more like co-judges than maybe a lead and an assistant, but it's good to see.
And it looked like they had fun.
Well, they
There
did.
was some laughs and some
did.
chuckles
Yeah, lots
and
of smiles and you know. And it's a special moment. You know, you talk about the ones getting the top 5 here, but it's still a special moment for them to be out there in the center with all the eyes and industry folks out here to take a look at them. It's neat. If we would get them up here to talk about it, I'm sure they would add that in.
So we
Both
both
family
had.
men's?
I'll just ask you. We've both had an opportunity to do some top 5s and several of them. You for sure more than me, but we've both had that opportunity. So you, as a judge, as an evaluator, you did the Angus. Maybe not just in a specific breed, but when you come to a multi-breed
Right.
function like this,
Yep.
what do you look at? How do you? I know my emphasis, but I mean, what do you think? What goes through your mind as you're evaluating them?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I'm one that I like what I like. I like what I've been going through, and I like the one that hits me hardest. I am not a judge that goes through and said, okay, how does she rank within her breed?
Okay.
I'm trying to find the best animal
Right.
of where she's at. You know, we've had some come in here and talk about purebred cattle have more value than composite cattle, but hey, if you put together what I like and what I'm after, I'm okay with that. I just want to find the one that hits me hard. The other thing I will give benefit to in some spots as we get down the line after the first is some of the ones come out tough divisions.
Yep.
I think if you earn your right to come out of a very, very tough division, if it, I think there's some merit to that. So, but those are some things. How about yourself? What's your thoughts?
So I do go a little bit of. I'm kind of a combination. I do go a little bit compared to your contemporaries,
Sure.
compared to within that breed. But having said that, though, if you have no disrespect, if you have the best insert breed here, well, is that compared to 1,000 or 2 or 20?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
right.
so
If you have
it depends on the population. But what I look at it is which one in here is the one to make the next great one? Which one's going to make the donor? And again, so that comes back to which one hits you the hardest. And I mean, right now I'm just looking across the ring, and there is one that absolutely just knocks me off of the stand, and it's not even close. To me, with these elite ones out here, I think there's one in here that just absolutely blows the doors off them. I'm not going to say which one because it don't make a shit what I say. But having said that, though, I think these guys will maybe find. I have no insider trading. Haven't talked to them.
I
don't know. But
just
anyway,
saying,
they do that. But
and it's personal nature. There's nothing wrong with picking your favorites. And
I think the longer you are out there looking at them, the tougher it gets. I think you still need to. I mean, you don't have to rush through them, and there's enough good cattle. They deserve a look.
Yeah.
But again, the longer you look, it's like, oh, this one's good. Oh, wow, that one's good. Oh, that one. You just go down the line and say, oh, God, that Red Angus is good. Okay,
yeah, they are. And you got to remember them ones that move you within a division too. I mean, they remember their favorites, coming through the day and where they're at. But you still judge them how they're out here right now.
Yep. No, I think, and this is when I give reasons when I do a Supreme or top 5, and it doesn't matter if it's a big show or even a county fair. My heart races a little bit. I talk a little faster. I talk fast anyway, but again, it's like, oh my, you just get so excited.
The part I will say that gets interesting when they're at the spot where those guys are right now is they're having the fun of judging the show, and now all of a sudden you've got to put your thoughts together. Now it's like, okay, I always tell myself the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
Now you have to collect your thoughts and then figure out what you want to say to the group and where you go. But you can tell we're getting to that point because everything's getting a little quieter. Yeah. You can feel the tension in the air here as they're getting through, and
we got a nice crowd gathered up, a nice group in here sitting around here.
And I'm sure a lot of you folks that have been here have partaked in this wonderful facility. Here at the Beef Expo 2024. You're probably headed back, but you probably want to know who did what. And I will say I thought this show was incredible top to bottom, each one of them classes. I didn't think that, a lot of those went really deep, and it compliments to anybody that walked through the ring here, both sides, and put some effort for and to go. And I hope you had an enjoyable, good time. It was good. So I think we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I do not
talk over this.
talk over these guys.
Again,
But
before
I
they
think
get
they're
ready, before they get to the mic, we're going to sit there again. Chad, thanks again, man. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Yesterday and today, fun. I enjoy our conversations and looking.
Had
through
a great
the cattle.
time. Yeah,
It's a
we
lot
have
of fun.
we have fun with
thanks
it,
for the phone call.
and it is good. It's a pleasure.
There we go.
Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause for bringing us an exceptional set of cattle. Doing this deal, man, I'm going to be like Miles and get a little emotional maybe. Doing this wasn't on my bingo card this year. I did the math this morning. Brandon probably won't appreciate this, but I think we've known each other 20 years this summer. And I guess I'm really grateful that he's asked me to do it. It's really awesome to share the ring with someone that I consider an exceptional livestock evaluator. But more importantly, I consider him a friend and an exceptional human, an exceptional father and husband. And that's what has made this so fun for me out here. Because I'm not really someone that judges a lot of shows. I'd say I judge 0.1% of some of these other guys, and that's fine with me. But this has been an exceptional experience in my life. So I'm very grateful to Brandon and the Iowa Beef Expo for having me. You know, I was like 50-50 if I was going to talk during the Grand Drive. I didn't, Brandon didn't really communicate to me what the role was. I was joking with him before we started. Like, I didn't know if I was just going to be tailing calves around or if we were actually going to be like cutting it up out here. I'm glad the way it went, but I would have been okay with whatever. The point is I didn't plan a whole lot on what I was going to say, but I did kind of flesh out a little bit of ideas, so I'm going to struggle through it. It's been something I've been thinking about a lot, and it pertains to this business, and this deal's hard. I mean, we raise them. I know what it's like to raise them and calve them and to do all the work you guys do to get them presented the way you do. And that don't matter if you made it out here, if you're back in the barns, it's hard. And there's going to be a lot of folks that had a rough go this weekend, and that doesn't necessarily apply to maybe how they're placed. We saw some cattle take some spills out here. Maybe your calf didn't eat or drink. There's a lot of things that need to go right to be successful. Brandon said it a bunch. He might say it again here. I don't mean to, steal his thunder, but winning ain't everything. And not that we shouldn't be competitive, but when things aren't going right, if you don't accomplish what you're trying to do today, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately when we're out in the middle of the night and that one you think was going to be the one, it don't work out. Or calf don't eat, don't drink, don't get along the way you do. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it's hard to understand in the moment. These cattle were awesome. This was great. I'm going to hand the mic over to my counterpart, and we'll keep it moving. Thank you guys very much. Thanks for having me.
I didn't tell him what his role was going to be because I wanted to get just a fresh reaction. I like you to be prepared, but like I used to tell my judging teams, you got practice, you got a show, be ready for anything. And so that's kind of how I operate. Been a long week. We got snow. Yes, y'all are used to it. We ain't. We got snow, was out of power for 30 hours the day and a half before our district show. I don't have good lights anyway in my barn, so I had to go find a place to go wash and clip kids' show animals. And so I was thinking about that, thinking about being here on Friday and needing to move hay. We're down to our last 8 bales of hay there for what I had in there. And so I had a lot going, and I told my wife when she was on the way to school with the kids that we were going to punt on the show because I was tired, I had a headache, I was getting sick, and things just weren't working right. And little did I know, she was on speakerphone. And so the kids heard that. And in typical Cambry Callis fashion, she pipes up on that phone and just instantly asks me, which one of my heifers has the best chance of winning? And I stop and I tell her which one, and she goes, well, I guess you better get the clipping and figure it out. She was telling me in that moment, I took the good Lord telling me in that moment, don't make it about me. And it hit me hard, don't make it about me, and because that's exactly what I was doing. Things weren't going right. I didn't like how it was all starting to turn out, and it was easy to make it about me. And that's what I encourage all of us to strive to do. This right here is easy to make it about us. It's easy to make it about the banner. It's easy to get so consumed in it. And I'm obviously the most guilty of that as well. But like Ferris was saying, that there is a bigger meaning to it. I love the process of this stuff, and I think if we game and got more into the process of this stuff, and in terms of teaching these kids how to feed them and what to look at instead of just handing them a halter and doing it all for them, we'd be much, much better for it. But I'd encourage all of you too. Again, I will always consider myself, I'm not the richest, I'm not the best looking, I'm not tall, I'm overweight and chubby, and that's okay. I still feel like I'm the most blessed person God ever put on earth, and I will always operate in that way because I get to do what I get to do in a facility like this. By the way, I'm glad I didn't get all the weird shadows like we do in the old one. I'm a historian. I like the old place. This is awesome. Not going to lie. This is awesome. But just don't make it about, yeah, give them a hand for getting this place pulled off. The surface was bad. I do hate it for some of you. But I was telling Ferris this, a lesson I learned a long time ago. Some of the ones that were having problems on the surface were a little worked up. Maybe your calf didn't walk the way they normally walk at home. And so we can make excuses for that as judges and try to look through that. My deal is always everybody had the same playing field, though. Everybody had the same struggle they had to go through, and so that's just how the good Lord rolls it out in your favor or not in your favor. So there's going to be happy long because she is definitely the fire to his ice, and it's been a fun experience to bring somebody along that doesn't get to do this very often, somebody I respect completely, somebody I love the way he sees livestock, and the coolest thing about it, Ferris is extremely honest. There wasn't a yes man mentality out here. If we disagreed, we talked about it, and it didn't happen often, but he wasn't scared to put his opinion out there, and that is why I asked him to come along. I didn't want somebody just to agree with me. I wanted somebody I respected as a person, someone that could see livestock, but then wasn't going to tell me what I wanted to hear every step of the way as well. So I'm tired of talking. I'm going to attempt to catch a flight tonight if I can get on it. But again, hats off to all you guys. Thank you guys from the association here for inviting me down. You guys are always so gracious to me. I did not get to bring what Hook calls Junior with me. Braden didn't get to come. He had to stay home and take care of stuff, but y'all have treated him like family wherever we go, and I can't express how appreciative that I am enough. So I'm going to put this down. We're going to get your top 5 here, but let's give all the exhibitors that showed up today a nice round of applause.
All right, here we go. They good, great talks, great speeches. Dude's a man, sincere, huh? How about that?
Both of them,
They both
tremendous
did.
passion.
Tremendous passion.
Way good. Where are they going to go?
Oh, they're headed that way. We'll see.
They going to wait for the Angus to come or go get that Simmental like I want them to?
Well, I think your wish
There we
is
go.
granted, brother. There it is. Simmentals, congratulations.
Your
Chad.
supreme
Nice job,
champion,
buddy. Congratulations.
2024 Iowa Beef Expo.
Cal Pryor.
It's going to Cal Pryor out of the
Nice semi.
purebred Simmental division.
I got my list. I put me at the top. I'll put
She
judges.
incredible.
Coming in
She was
contention,
way good.
reserve,
I had her at the
Brenna
top of my
Wilkins.
list.
Hey, I don't know if Mallory is listening, but congratulations to her. Her and her husband raised that heifer.
Yep.
Bought her as an embryo and one weed bred with a cow that I own with Jake Boomer.
First slot filled. Your supreme champion, purebred Simmental division, Cal Pryor.
So again, that's the one, and that's the one I had. I said when that, she was
Once
she
again,
was
we'll be
across the
selecting
street over
the
there,
top 5.
across the way. Now I'm telling
Obviously,
you what, that
reserves
one,
are eligible after
that
their
one will
champion is picked, and this is
blast your
Miss
hat
Brenna
right
Wilkins.
off the top of your head. That one is good.
Good purebred semi.
Yeah,
I think that's, I would say, going to go get him an Angus.
it looks that way, don't it? How about that, huh?
Yeah.
How
Looks
about
like your
that?
Angus is going reserve,
Congratulations to the
supreme.
Curtin family.
That's Sloan Curtin.
Sloan Curtin on that
Sloan
one too.
Curtin out of the Angus division goes reserve supreme. So we're going purebred Simmental and Angus. Reserve Angus needs to come in, and that will be Madison Collison.
Well, again, not bragging, but I had that one as reserve as well. I think that one's elite. Now, this one of Collison's that comes in, I love this one. I'm not saying she's not my third pick, but I am just saying that is
Good heifer.
Oh my God! I told
Good
you.
senior
I told
year.
you when she came around here, from the standpoint of if you had a pasture full of them, you could make a lot of money.
Hey, we're
Lot
going
of
to get us a
money.
Hereford.
All right, there it is.
Nick Paulson. Congratulations.
Overall, coming out of the Hereford division, the polled Hereford division, that's Kenny Paulson with your third overall. Coming into contention there with the reserve polled Hereford, Abby Tlock.
Yes, all right, dog.
So the Hereford, again, elite, super nice, a great kid, great family. They work there.
Big time.
There's kind of a theme in those ones.
If you're
that have won
keeping
this
track
so
at
far.
home,
They
purebred
work
semi,
hard.
Angus
Good families,
Hereford.
Yeah, but them are national quality level stuff.
2 more slots to fill.
Yeah, that's a
All right.
that's a really, really good Hereford. Good heifer. Tommy Hawk, congratulations to you raising
Yep.
a badass heifer there again too. So you have a lot of days. That's a nationally competitive
All
female,
three of them.
just like I do.
All three of them are.
I think they are. You bet. Yep. I would say, depending on where we go from here.
Now it's a little more up in the air, I think.
You know that the main NG division. Well, look at that. Foundation Simmental.
There you go. Look at you
Hey.
go. Now I left you
Congrat-
I left you unattended for a couple minutes there when we had our break. Now,
Hey,
what do
congratulations
you
to that.
know there? What did
Yeah.
you know?
I didn't.
I
know.
believe
No.
that's
Huh?
the
No insider
champion
trading.
percentage
Did you
Simmental
slip over
coming
there
in
and
fourth.
chitty chat
Addison
today?
Lehman, correct me if I'm wrong.
that one's
but,
good.
I believe
That's
fourth
a good heifer.
overall
Congratulations.
is your
I said
out of
something
your
about Mary,
percentage
wasn't it?
Simmental division.
I believe she
Ooh,
was.
And
I
that's
believe she
Addison
was.
Lehman coming into contention now,
I
Mr.
don't
Cole
have-
Schneider.
You got yesterday's. You got yesterday's program. I didn't bring mine.
You didn't bring yours?
Mine's in my truck. Unprepared.
Purebred breeding heifer. I know Kendall Bremer. Congratulations to him. That one would have come out of his deal, and that, like I say, that family does a great job, Joe, and she just loves it for sure.
Purebred semi, Angus Hereford, percentage semi, and one last spot to fill.
Yeah, Sullivan bred. Something about Mary. J. Sol. All right, there's only one choice for him to make for the fifth.
Chad just about has his bingo card completed.
4 for 4 so far.
He's 4 for 4. I have missed a couple, so that's okay.
I'm gonna be. I don't even know where my card went to, but
There it is.
a lot of spots they could get to. You know, and I do think somewhere in them. You know, another thing we didn't talk about. You know, I still think. You know, I thought he did well. He wins the whole show, but Cal Pryor, I think, had a couple of them. You know, his Lemmy is good. His Maintainer's good. You know, we still got a lot of folks. You know, kind of getting in there and getting after it. So.
I think it's interesting this quality that we have, as many good ones and good divisions. I mean, they didn't. The first 3 came easy. It looked like to me, you know.
Where are they going? How far down they going there?
Where are they going to go now?
Cal Pryor again.
There you go. Yep,
Now is that the Lemmy?
that'd be the
Cal Pryor, what?
flex, right?
Your fifth
Hey,
overall
congratulations.
coming
Great
out of the
show.
Limb Flex division. That's Cal Pryor. Cal
Yep.
Pryor with his Limb Flex, 5th overall.
Hey, had a good time. It was
That's
good.
good.
buddy.
Chad,
We'll
as
see you,
always.
guys, see you guys later.
Your
We'll
Supreme
turn you over to
champion
the
coming out of
steer
the
guys.
purebred
Yep,
Simmental,
steer guys
that
are
was
coming
Cal
next.
Pryor,
Appreciate it.
your
Thanks again to
reserve.
liveauctions.tv. Appreciate it.
Coming out of the Angus division, that's Sloan Curtin. 3rd overall was Kenny Paulson with his polled Hereford. 4th was the champion percentage Simmental, Addison Lehman, and 5th was Cal Pryor with his Limb Flex female. All right, we're going to start on the steers here shortly.
here come our market animal judges. We've been watching all weekend here, Miles Tonius and Dylan Lemonegger. Both did an excellent job. We got to interview them a little while ago. It was enjoyable to hear a little bit more about their background.
Yep, if you didn't catch that, just dial it on back. You can watch this live feed. You know, you can kind of go back and watch it. So tune in there and catch that audio from those guys, because it was definitely...
It was worth the listen.
Yeah, it was. And just to hear those guys talk, they're so genuine and so down to earth and just good guys, and, you know, here to do, like he said, the best they could. And I couldn't be happier with the job they've done. I didn't know either one of them really before yesterday when we met them, but I think they've done an excellent job.
Yeah, same here. I agree fully. I'd show under those guys any day of the week and love to sit and watch them evaluate. Very consistent. They're looking for the complete package, definitely not single treating them.
That's right.
They were looking for that foot and bone column, though.
They were. We talked about that a little bit in that recap as well, so grab hold of that. So we had a whole ring full of heifers there. We're going to be a little bit more condensed on the steer side, if my math's correct here. Looks like we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different breeds, representative divisions. Going to come back out here to select our grand champion market animal and our top 5 overall.
All right.
I assume we're going to send them in the show order, so I'm assuming
I see you got it all written out there.
Well, I tried to do a little homework here, and assuming the Simmental steer will be the first one in, but can't swear to it.
Yeah, we didn't have any South Devons.
No South Devons showed up, no Blingos.
Nope.
Darn the luck.
I don't think there's any Solairs either.
No, we didn't see a Galby either, did we? No Guppies.
Is that a little Toby Keith or not?
It sure is.
Sure. Unfortunately lost Mr. Keith here recently, I saw.
He was a good Patriot, great American.
All right, we're ready. Let's start with the reserve champion Simmental steer first. That is Taylor Holverson. Taylor Holverson with the reserve champion Simmental steer. Just a second, Sim. Just a second. Let her get
So
in.
just like we did in the heifer show, we're going to parade the
Reserves
around
first,
here first.
Next
Again,
in, your purebred
Simmental
shorthorn
lead the
champion
show
or
off.
reserve champion, Ellie Koppes. Next up, your reserve shorthorn.
That's not a Shorthorn Plus.
We might have had a scratch or something that didn't come back.
Your reserve miniature Hereford, Jace Murphy.
Guess he didn't want his points.
Jace Murphy
Guess
with your
not.
reserve mini
I know
Hereford.
how that works.
Your reserve main Anjou, William Thorpe.
There was that.
William
reserve
Thorpe with
main
your
house.
Comes the main
reserve St.
reserve.
Andrew
Such a
steer.
tough breed.
That was a good breed. Man, look at that thing.
Good
He
kid.
fit up good today, didn't he? They
Your
kept him
reserve Hereford
fresh.
steer, Emma Davison. Emma Davison with your reserve Hereford steer.
We missing another one.
All right, we'll skip the reserve key.
I doubt
Reserve,
he
Charlie
scratched.
Lincoln,
I
right?
think we just got him in the wrong order.
Your reserve champion,
How they
Charlet
got the key
steer,
decided
Lincoln
not to
Bent.
come.
Lincoln Bent with the reserve Charlet. So we have skipped the reserve Shorthorn Plus and the reserve key.
Whoops, mini.
Uh-oh.
A little extra
Maybe
action
stirring him
over
up a
there.
little.
Good job by both those young men keeping hold of their calves.
Yep, no problems there.
Your reserve Angus steer, Allison Mayman. Allison Mayman with your reserve champion Angus steer.
Here comes the reserve market heifer.
Yep,
That
that's
was
still
And your
Amtower there.
reserve
Awesome
champion
division
market
yesterday.
heifer, Stella Amtower.
Awesome class. of
Stella
heifers.
Amtower with your
Those two,
reserve
they kept them together
Came
through
right out
the
of the
whole
same
show.
class.
market
Yep.
heifer.
Tough Division 3 there. Class 2 Division
Finishing
3.
out with your reserve crossbred steer, that's George Sinclair.
There's the Sinclair steer.
That's right.
George
Talked a lot about him
Sinclair
today.
Did George have his hat on the first go round? I don't know.
with your
remember that.
reserve
I don't think he did,
champion.
Well, he
Crossbred
saw that the
steer.
champion heifer exhibitor had one on, so
Maybe he just borrowed it from his
Let's
brother.
give these reserves a big round
It's
of
a good luck
applause
hat.
while they can still hear you. We'll move on into the champions
very
here
impressive
shortly.
reserves.
There's Mr.
There we
Grayson
found-
Belcher with his reserve key.
Found the reserve key steer.
That there's a full brother to the reserve main steer. So good job, Lowell. Keeping the alleyway clean coming
Nice.
into the ring here.
He's been working hard all weekend.
He has. Well-deserved
Keeps
break
him in
he's
line.
going to get. All right, here we go. Champion Simmental hitting the ring. Champion Simmental steer exhibited by Emmett Ryan.
Champion Shorthorn steer, champion purebred Shorthorn steer.
Red Roan calf coming in next. Houston Holtgraffer. That's calf sired by Perfection.
Your champion Shorthorn plus steer, Levi Hip.
You know me, Ryan. I like a good baldy calf, but a good-looking blue roan's pretty sweet on my
That
list as well.
that one fits the bill for you there.
Yep, that's the champion Shorthorn Plus exhibited by Levi Hick.
There's that mini herf.
Yep, good little heifer there. Good little, steer, and cute little girl leading him. Here's our main steer coming
There's
back.
the main.
Carly Kinsel.
One of the ones you were thinking about last night.
Yep.
Your champion main entry steer, Carly Kinsel.
I guess now is we're just going to try to follow along with the screen. What you're seeing now is the champion Simmental steer. Champion Shorthorn coming in line there right behind him.
Next up, your champion Hereford Ryland Busing.
Hereford coming in the ring now. We were real impressed with that Hereford steer, weren't we? You don't get Hereford steers built like that
No,
every day.
that thing represents the Herefords to a high degree.
Yep, very good calf there.
Next in, your
Appendix
champion
Shorthorn Plus
steer,
steer
that's
coming into your view now, followed by the mini Hereford.
Sewell with your champion.
There's our champion Key. That was what we thought was probably one of the stronger divisions.
That was a salty division.
Charlet.
It sure looks good today.
Champion Charlet going to Dylan Manning.
Dylan Manning coming in with his Charlet calf.
Impressive Charlet steer there.
There you see in your view the champion main steer propped up in the middle of the ring. That's
Your champion Angus steer going to
oh, okay. Margot's got me on board here. So now Sam Griman hits the ring with his home raised Angus steer. Again, British breed calf, but extra quality and power and substance in that dude.
That's Ava Noonan
There she is.
There's the market effort.
with your champion.
She took the night well as well, didn't she?
I'd
Including
say.
today's final drive, your champion crossbred
Champion
steer,
crossbred steer,
Abby
Abby Talak.
Abby Talak with your champion
As
crossbred
we've discussed before, that's the champion crossbred. Came out of the very last class of the day. So if
Going to repeat last year again, are we? Last class today,
if
going to
history
take it?
repeats itself, there's the one to bet on, folks. But definitely a ring full of high-quality steers here.
Yes, it is.
From front to rear, the Simmental, Shorthorn, and all the way down. There's no real gimmies, I guess, in this particular lineup. All high-quality cattle, well-deserving to be out here. And our congratulations to these kids and their families for bringing high-quality stuff to town and putting their best foot forward. Miles and Dylan are going to kind of scour through them again here and kind of get things right in their mind.
These calves from yesterday held together very well.
They did.
Got them looking fresh today, and the ones that showed earlier today have also held together. It's
Yep.
a long day for some of these cattle, of course.
That's why these guys place such emphasis on the structure, I guess, so we can keep them held together. Just as you look through these cattle, we gave these guys compliments throughout both days of showing here, but you can just see again, we talked about them being consistent, their type and kind, and all these calves, they kind of just fit a mold, don't they?
They do. Whether you're looking at the profile or if you're watching them walk away from you, they all fit that same bill.
Yep, look and design and lines, and again, talk so much about body shape and width of skeleton. And
How they come in behind that blade was an emphasis, and the front third.
Yep.
And some base width, all the things, all the good things.
all the good things. Good lineup here. Charlotte calf, I liked him yesterday, but I think I liked Alan. He looks even a little bit better today to me.
You might be right. Does he look just a little
Just
smoother
A
and
little smoother, maybe
Yeah.
just a nickel fuller even. Just
a little fuller? Balances him out a little better. Maybe
a
they
little chunkier. and
clipped a few
beefier.
more hairs off him a couple places. He looks good. Analyzing that Hereford steer that we talked about.
Yeah, you just don't see Herefords with that kind of muscle and square shape very often, do you?
You do not. one you have to appreciate.
Even that mini Hereford, he's got that same sort of back shape and
He
hip
does
shape.
for his size.
Little girl's doing a great job showing him.
She is. He just got in there behind that key steer and was checking him out from behind. That one's wide off both ends, I would say.
He is. He is.
Getting in behind that Charlet now.
Kind of like we talked to Miles there after the crossbred show. You know him and his extra background in the hog side. You know, he really likes to see those cattle driving at you and leaving you with some base width and make sure the bottom side of their skeleton matches up with the top side of their skeleton. Well, we have a guest here. I'm going to turn this mic on. Margot, you're live.
She's shaking her head no.
Hey, we just want to thank you for all you do. I know you've put in a hard week of work here, you know, from the breeding cattle first weekend all through the week and this keeping us live and on task here. We sure appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do. Just tell everybody hi. Let them hear a little bit of voice of who's running the show here on Live Auctions TV.
I prefer to be behind the camera.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Or behind the computer screen is even better.
Well, there you go. We're not going to put you out in the middle of the ring. We just wanted to say hi. Hey, we appreciate what you do. Coming back year after year, you do a great job. You and your team, awesome.
Someday I'll retire. I don't know when.
Well, you're like, no, you're like Joel. You just empty threats. You keep saying that, but you keep coming back. Hey, no, in all seriousness, thanks for what you did. Thanks for keeping us on task. Appreciate you meeting every one of my demands that I put forward this year. Yeah.
In 24 hours.
Yeah, I know. She's good. She's on the ball.
I love it.
We're loving the headsets.
Yeah, headsets are great.
I feel like professionals.
Yeah, we got the headset. We got the monitor. I got the extra mic today that I asked for. So we're living high on the hog and appreciate it, Margot. Thank you to you and your team again.
Yeah, it's fun being here. It's 9 days. It's lots of sales.
Yep. Where are you headed to next? You go home for a little break or you on the road again? Or?
I'm headed to Kearney, Nebraska, to the Nebraska Cattle
Oh,
Club.
okay. No rest for
That's
the
a good
wicked. One right
Yep,
after
I came
another.
from Watertown and South Dakota, and I'm here for a week.
You must have a
Kearney
big
for a week.
suitcase. You got big.
I have a large
How many?
suitcase, and then my toddler has his own suitcase.
Yeah.
so
That's awesome.
I can't wait for him to grow up and actually run everything for me.
There you go.
And I can't officially retire.
There you go. Training to do your work. That's good. That's what we all dream of, right?
Yes.
Passing it over, turning over the
And
reins.
winning the lottery.
Yeah, well, that's my
Winning
problem, though. I want to win the lottery, but I'll never play.
It's hard to win if you don't play.
I know it. I'm not very smart, am I?
There's an action and a reaction.
But you can't lose either, though. So
Well, there you go. There you go. I think my wife makes up for it. She gets a ticket now and then.
it's fun to dream.
Yeah, I have big plans for those winnings.
I don't envy the judges at this time.
No, I don't. That's a salty set of steers and the market heifer as well. And
It's not just between a couple of them.
no, it's much like the heifer show. I mean, it's the top end is going to be well earned and hard fought. And looks like we're going to take them for a little quick walk here, see them stretch their legs a little bit, and get another check on the running gears.
This is my favorite part. We get to see them come right by the table
Yeah.
here.
Get to see the
Get a
big
good
backs,
view.
big hips. Like we talked a little bit earlier, you know, I'm super impressed with these cattle that have service to the top in terms of their foot size and bone work, and still how flexibly designed they are and how comfortable they are moving around the ring.
Yes.
Oh, Brony's getting a little tired. No crossbreds motoring right along, isn't he?
He is. With the big timber under that one.
He does, and there again, just an example of extra power and substance, but able to handle it so well and smooth and comfortably. That's the word they use a lot.
Yep.
Comfort.
Yep, that's a good way to describe it. That's what you're seeing. Ooh, look at these ones in front of us.
Yeah, we got the going right away from us. Got the key and the Charlet. Here's the market heifer.
Get that market heifer. You know, in that market heifer division, we thought she had some size to her. You get her out here with these steers, she doesn't.
No, she's not. She's not dwarf by any means, but she fits right in there. I know last. I know last year the market heifer, those boys kind of ran with one that they hit them hard first impression, came out of that first division, and then when she came back out against the steers, she kind of got swallowed up. And this one's more appropriate in her size and scale to me.
And of course the crossbred steer right behind her. He's a man out there.
Yep. Last class of the day. You don't count
Last
that out.
class of the day. Sometimes they save the best for last, as they say.
That's right. That's why they waited to put us on till the end. We're going to finish things off strong for them.
That's right.
I got a reaction from Margot.
She's not laughing at all.
Hey, we're here for entertainment purposes.
But you do see they have us, behind the cameras, which is good.
Yeah.
Some say we may have faces for radio.
Faces for radio.
Whatever. It's okay.
Looks like Miles grabbing the microphone or hand to Dylan. Read a few comments
Here we go.
Well, what an enjoyable experience it's been here at the Iowa Beef Expo. And when Miles asked me to be his associate, I guess to reiterate kind of what Ferris said, he didn't really tell me what the job description was. And I just enjoyed and I respected the thought of, me being able to sit in the middle of the ring with one of my best friends and mentors, and just person I respect his ability in livestock evaluation. I respect him as a friend. He's one of my very best friends. I'd do anything for him. I guess I'd be remiss without saying thank you to my wife and kids and the family that is here, my dad, his girlfriend Tammy, my daughter Bailey. I got to give the glory to God. He's blessed me to be in this position, and I better thank him for it, because it's really important for me to be in here amongst my peers with Miles and sort through these cattle and these kids. These kids have been extremely good to work through. The cattle have been even better. A couple messages from me. Kids, don't ever give up. Keep trying. There's only going to be one family that's happy here at the end of the day, because the other families in the top 5 could say they could move up a spot or here or there. Understand that it's not over. The summer's still on. These cattle are so good. Just be reminded, put the work in. Don't ever give up. Parents, something that hit me hard the other day, I saw that we spend 85% of our time with our children before they turn 18. And this event, I know it's taxing, I know it's competitive, I know it's time consuming, but just remember that be present in the moment, be present in the day, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow, next week, next month, when we all have plans for those things. Just be really present with your kids and understand that these are our leaders for our communities and at their workplaces. We're building better people. The product out here is not the cattle, it's the kids. With that being said, I'll turn the mic over to Miles, but appreciate this time, guys. This is an exciting time. Thank you for having me at the Iowa Beef Expo.
Already got emotional once in the champion crossbred drive, so I'll try not to do that. But it certainly has been a pleasure to be out here with Dylan, and I told you, many of you, we've crossed paths at some time, and many of you are friends, and you're like family to me. I mean, the state of Iowa has been good to me over the years, and I've been here several times judging, obviously in the pigs and a few of the cattle jackpots that happen throughout the fall and winter, and always appreciative of that. As I sit here and I was thinking about Dylan, whenever they asked and they said, hey, you want to bring somebody with you, or you're going to bring somebody with you, and I had 3 or 4 names in mind, and we sat down at a Cracker Barrel before we went and looked at some steers that I'd sold to a family friend of his as well, and I asked him, and I said, hey, would you like to go there about the 2nd or 3rd weekend in February and judge a little jackpot cattle show with me? And he's like, I guess so. And then he put 2 and 2 together, and so we had some fun in terms of just describing that and how interesting it would be. I told you earlier that we pour our heart and soul into it, and we do. And I know that many of you around ringside, obviously you know me as a pig guy, and I'm totally okay with that. That's something that we do and we enjoy. We've got many cows at home, and we sell lots of steers now in the fall, and God has given us the opportunity as a family to do that, and it's something that we definitely enjoy. I love pigs too, and so if you walk away and say, well, that just pig guy and his buddy out there doing whatever and not understanding what it takes, well, I'll tell you right now, we're embedded into it. We enjoy it. We've never had cattle that look like this. I hope one day that we can find them. I hope one day, honestly, that we can afford them. And then the next thing is we can get them to good homes. And so that means a lot to me. Hey, judging, I'll tell you right now, it is a interesting creature anymore. It's a tough game. You know, I shouldn't even call it a game. It's something that I've obviously always enjoyed. And there's one thing about it. I've never, ever drifted from where I started. And Dylan's the same way. And I remember judging my very first pig show in Brownstown, Illinois, and my dad told me, he said, it doesn't matter. You're going to have a lot of friends there. You just got to pick the ones that you want to pick. And that sounds pretty cliche for a judge to say that. But at this magnitude, you have to. And I got a lot of friends in Iowa. Maybe not anymore. But, hey, I'll tell you right now, I have enjoyed my experience, and we have given it everything that we knew how to give, and we have picked the cattle that we wanted to pick, and I'm proud of this lineup. Of all the names that I've ever been called as a show judge or outside of the show ring, the very best thing that to me today that I've been called is Dad. My wife and my wife and daughter Aubrey got to come and experience this, and so you know, she heard good talk and she heard bad talk about her husband this weekend, but we won't go any further into that. But we have enjoyed it as a family. You know, she and I were talking, and she said, well, what if our daughter doesn't want to do that? And I said, well, that's just not really an option. So in terms of showing, so we're going to make sure that that happens. But I can't just tell you how proud that I am to be out here, and I don't want to talk just a whole bunch more, but I want to leave you just about the way that Dylan did. You know, as we as families continue to do this, I know the struggles that you go through. I know that the cattle that you present or the cattle that you raise or the cattle that you put out in front of judges, you want them to win. We want to do the same thing, man. And you just got to understand that it's at least been honest the last 2 days. It might not be what you wanted it to happen that way, and you like your calf better than this calf, and you can leave and just cuss the guys out, the judge, and they're dumb and they don't know what's going on. That's totally fine. But at least label us honest at the end of the day, whatever you want to do. I told Brad, I was telling some of the crew that 2 days ago before we came, and I didn't even tell my wife this, a gal that I grew up with, she got a 3-year-old daughter. 3 years old, and 3 days ago, she had open heart surgery, okay? Now, I know that some of you around ringside are having the best days you've ever had. Some of you around ringside might be fighting something harder than you ever had, okay? That puts life into perspective for me. And I thought, man, you know, what an opportunity to be out here. But what would I be doing if I was in those shoes with my daughter at 3 years old? Whenever I walked out of here after the crossbred drive earlier, and I couldn't even barely breathe because I was so excited, so nervous, and I was thinking, wonder what people think. I knew that some of it was good and some of it was going to be bad. But as soon as I walked up, my wife brought me my daughter. Nothing else mattered after that. So I'll just tell you, we gave everything we could. I appreciate you in Iowa. I told you earlier, it's the best prospect cattle show that there ever has been put together. I don't know where the quality sets for the Iowa Beef Expo because we usually don't get to make it over here getting cattle ready for Illinois. But I would have to hopefully think that this has got to be one of the best shows you folks have had. To the crew, Iowa Beef Expo, thank you so much for having us. We've enjoyed our time. To you families, I wish you good luck. To my friends around ringside, if you didn't get along as good as you did or expected to do, I don't want to tell you that I'm sorry. We did everything that we wanted to do and that we knew how to do. So my compliments to all your kids. Let's give them a nice round of applause, and we'll get you a top 5.
Well, again there, Ryan, some heartfelt comments from our judges, and
absolutely
certainly appreciate all that they've put forward and what they've brought to the table.
They put a lot of energy
days.
into this, and we're going to find out who's going to get the championship here.
Looks like Dylan's going to go find the calf out of the last class of the day.
Last class of the day, crossbred steer champion.
Congratulations to Abby Tlack. That's your champion crossbred steer. Congratulations to Abby and her entire family.
Here comes that reserve cross.
Reserve crossbred steer, that's George Sinclair.
Mr. George Sinclair. Once again, your supreme
Champion steer's going to take a nice picture, isn't he?
He is. He can take a good picture at any angle.
Mm-hmm.
out of the crossbred division.
Maybe they should start a trend and just have a butt shot at the backdrop. Do a little discussing here.
It's going to get interesting now.
Lineup. You know, I think it probably gets a little closer here. Not saying that was a easy choice, but that's the one as we talked about earlier. You know, he just has a advantage in terms of weight and maturity and, you know, his extra substance, but still so sound and flexible and good looking. He was kind of the odd dude out that just kind of was heads and tails above them all. Maybe a little closer in terms of type and kind.
It's going to get tight here between reserve all the way down the line.
Appendix shorthorn steer, you know, I think he's one that's definitely in the mix too. You don't always say that about that breed, but that's an awfully good calf.
Shorthorn plus.
Did I say appendix again?
You did. I get
Old
it.
habits die hard.
Checking out that reserve cross. Eye in the market effort maybe there. Gazing down at the Charlet.
Keeper in the crossbreds, maybe.
Not sure yet. Oh, coming back.
Take a deep breath.
Deep breath.
We talked about a little bit yesterday in a couple of those champion drives. These kids are calm, cool, and collected.
They
I can
are.
only imagine what's going through their minds right now.
Oh, man. A lot on the line here.
Market effort?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations,
market
Ava
effort.
Nuna.
Stepping right in there with the boys. We talked about her a lot yesterday.
Yep, Ava Noonan. Congratulations to her and her family.
Reserve supreme champion, that's Ava Noonan.
According to what her dad told us, I believe that's a full sib to the Iowa State Fair champion steer
Yep,
from a
2
couple years ago.
Yep, and a couple of steers we saw earlier today. There's Stella Amthauer bringing her reserve market heifer in the lineup. Again, those heifers came out of that same class in Division III there yesterday. That was, if you remember, that was one of those tough classes, about 6 or 7 deep.
Think we could talk Noonan into just letting us take her home, you think? No?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't know about that.
Yeah, our checkbooks aren't that big. She's impressive.
Now George gets in there.
There's the Sinclair steer.
Third overall is a crossbred exhibited by George Sinclair.
Sinclair. So we're going crossbred, market heifer, crossbred in our top 3. 2 more spots.
What do you think, Noel? Key, Maine, Char?
Yeah, I know they like that key awful good. I would sure feel like he'd maybe have a piece of it. And I don't know, that Char just keeps giving me a
He looks good
look.
today, I agree.
I like him a little better today than I did even yesterday. So that main steer, you know, he won that really tough division, and
that was tough.
As we talked about yesterday, you know, they even said really complete, but you know, maybe didn't have the extra wow factors a couple other cattle, but certainly well deserving to be in this lineup. There you go.
There it is.
Hayden Sewer is your champion key.
Yep.
Your 4th overall coming out of the key division.
They sure liked him a lot yesterday.
Yep.
You can see why.
So reserve in the key division be Grayson Belcher.
Sewer coming into contention. Your reserve
Coming down the ramp here. That was one of those calves that, you know, we talked about that key division being so tough, and he was one of the lighter weight ones, but again, you just couldn't look past his quality, even compared to some of those heavier, more mature cattle. One spot left.
I think it's either going to be the main or the Char, but I've been wrong plenty of times.
I'd tend to agree with you. I like that Char awful good. Giving the Hereford an extra look.
Hereford's getting looked at.
Hey, I tell you
He's a
what,
good one.
these guys from Illinois over there, you know, they got the
that
land
British
Lincoln,
breeder,
and they can definitely appreciate good Angus Angus Shorthorn Hereford steers.
He's looking at him.
Giving your main calf another once over.
Back and looking at the Char again. Tough decision.
Char calf just doesn't give you a bad look.
Back and forth. A little discussion.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. I think they made their mind up. And get your main.
It's going to be the main. They couldn't leave him out.
There you go. Charlie Kinsel. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to all these exhibitors, especially those in the top 5.
There you have it. Wow, what a show. What a show.
Awesome show. Awesome set of
2
cattle.
days.
Better set of kids. And congratulations to everybody, all these exhibitors and their families for, again, bringing a great set of cattle to town. Everybody was polite and courteous out here and just well represented the Iowa Beef Expo. Thanks to everybody at the Iowa Junior Beef Breeds, Iowa Beef Expo for putting on such a great event. Again, Margot and her team here at Live Auctions TV. It's been a fun weekend. Hopefully we can do it again next year.
It's been a blast.
If you missed part of it, tune back in and go rewatch some of it. Definitely worth your time. Thanks again, everybody.